Okay, so what we're going to do is finish up our little project of doing a manly salad. So what we're going to do is start with the dressing. What I did is I took this. What you may be thinking about this is that is probably some seriously cheap balsamic vinegar. By the way, if you can't tell, I really like balsamic vinegar. And here's the thing, it is a really cheap balsamic vinegar. $3 at Winn-Dixie. It was on sale, so I picked it up. But I did it to prove a point, because I'd heard something. You can take a cheap balsamic vinegar that you would buy at, like I said, Winn-Dixie or wherever, and take it home, put it in a pot, turn it up on high, get it boiling, turn it down to the simmer, and let it simmer for 30 minutes, and it's going to reduce. And what that does is it makes a balsamic reduction, and it concentrates all these flavors. I don't know if you can see, but you can see kind of where it is there. This was a full bottle of balsamic vinegar, up to here. We reduced it by about half, so what that did is it concentrated all the flavors, concentrated all of that into this goodness. Now, what I did that's unique, gosh, this stuff is really good now, is I was like, what would be good with this? And I thought like a vanilla-y flavor. So what I decided to do was take Stress Away. Stress Away's got vanilla in it, some other things that are very aromatic. And so I put a few drops of Stress Away as it was reducing into this, whisked it all around. And you know what? It tastes really, really stinking tasty. Really, really stinking tasty. So that's our base. Now, so what we're going to do is just take a little bit of olive oil. Not a whole lot. I'd say about 1/8 of a cup. Do about the same amount of our balsamic vinegar reduction that we made. Now what we're going to add is a little bit of local honey, just to add a little bit of a sweetness to the bite of the balsamic. Try to get as much of that in there as possible. We don't want to waste any of that. This is local honey right here in the great Mobile County. So now let's take that and kind of whisk that around a little bit. Just a little. And then I always like to add just a little bit of pepper, because I like pepper. Just a little bit of pepper. Look how nice and glossy and shiny and yummy that is. That's going to be super sweet and delicious. Alright, so next what we're going to do, we're going to take some of these dried cherries and dried cranberries and just kind of cut those up a little bit. Put those back in the bowl that they came from whence they came. Let's move that bowl. Alright, put those back, and then we're going to take some roasted almonds and do the same thing to those. Just kind of get them chopped up a little bit. I hope the music's not too loud. It probably is. Just do the same thing with that. Get those nuts over there. Move that over. Now, kind of the champion of this dish, the London broil from a couple of nights ago. Remember I told you the trick on this is to cut it really nice and thin. We want about a 4-ounce portion. And a trick to meat is cutting it kind of at an angle like this. Helps to maximize the tenderness cutting it against the grain like that. So take some of that. If there are any noticeable, fatty portions, go ahead and just cut those out. Just go ahead and cut those out. And that'll be good. You know, you got, I don't know how much that is. That's got to be around 4 ounces or so. Maybe a little bit more, but that's okay. So now, we've got that. Let's spin this around, get that out of the way. And let's bring our romaine over. So now we've got this beautiful romaine lettuce. We're going to take our dressing that we just made. Get that right over the top. Look at that. It's almost like syrup. I guarantee you this would probably actually be really good on dessert. Which, hey, that may be something to try in the future. Isn't that just, and that's yummy. Alright. Take our dried cranberries and cherries. Just pop those on top. Roasted almonds right on top. And then gingerly layer this fantastically tender London broil right on top. Let's take the last little bit of this balsamic glaze and just go right over the top. Add some of that sweetness and acidity to this meat. And that right there is a delicious, low-cal, healthy, high-protein supper that I'm fixing to eat right now. Bye-bye.